Good morning students, welcome to online teaching session of Academic Word School, Bimitra. So this is the lecture number 3. In the lecture number 1, we have kept all the number inside our bags. In the very first lecture, we were collecting numbers and we were getting a certain collection. They are natural, they are whole, they are integers and rational. We got all these numbers inside our bag. But now at the end of the session, I ask you some questions and we are going to begin with that question. So we were left with following questions, that are, what are the numbers that are left on number line call? Okay, so what are the numbers that are left on number line call? It means, let's say this is our number line. Say this is 0, 1, 2 and so on. I will keep writing. So I have collected the 0, 1, 2. We have collected number like this. Let's say this is 3 upon, let's say this is 4 upon 3. Okay, 1 upon 4, 1 upon 2. These types of number we have collected inside the bag. Now the question is, there are certain number left on the number line. There are certain number left on the number line. So what they are called actually? So they are called as, answer is, they are called as irrational number. Some of the students has answer as text. I got their answer. They told me that, yes sir, we know the answer, that the number left are irrational. Okay, that is very good. And I am getting your assignments as well. So this is good. And keep on doing the assignments. Okay. So they are irrational number. So now if they are irrational, how we are going to recognize them? How to recognize them? How they are different from rational number. So today we are going to discuss on this topic. So if they are irrational number, how we are going to recognize them? Okay, and how they are different from rational number. Okay, so we will be dealing with this topic. So that is irrational number. Now, what are exactly irrational numbers? So, irrational numbers. Numbers which can not be represented of the form P upon Q. Number which cannot be represented of the form P upon Q. Number which cannot be represented, cannot be represented or written, cannot be written of the form, cannot be written of the form P upon Q. Okay, it means, sir, there are some numbers. Yes, there are some numbers. So what exactly they are having, what pattern they follow? So we are aware of the decimal expansion of rational number now. We are well aware of the decimal expansion of rational number So that was terminating, and the second was repeating non-terminating. Okay, repeating, yeah, non-terminating, repeating, non-terminating. These are the decimal expansion of rational number. Okay, these are the decimal expansion of rational number. So what if it is irrational? The question is now, what if the number is irrational? So what exactly irrational numbers are? Like if I am going to write root 2, root 3, root 5, these are irrational numbers. Listen, root 2, root 3, root over 5, okay, pi, e, these are irrational number. Sir, why they are irrational number? They cannot be written in the form of p by q. Let's try. What you can think of? You can think of, sir, this is root 2. So I can write root 2 as root 2 upon 1. So sir, this is p and this is q. Student can think like this. But my dear students, let me tell you, this p and q should be what? P and q should be integers. Root 2 is p and that is not an integer. So therefore, this cannot be represented in this form. So therefore, this is wrong. Therefore, we cannot write like this. Okay, so this is very clear to you that this cannot be represented in the form of p upon q. So therefore, one thing is clear, that we cannot write in the form of p upon q. Okay, that is clear. Now the thing is, how root 2 looks like. Every number can be written in the form of its decimal expansion. So of course we should write root 2 in the form of their decimal expansion. So I am going to write root 2 in the form of decimal expansion. So root 2 is equal to 1.4142643241562159 and up to so on. Oh my God, the kind of decimal expansion you can observe, you can feel that. Okay, so what exactly we writing? What exactly we are writing? The value of root 2 is 1.414. This is the value we are using in the market. This is the market value of root 2. We can say this is the market value of root 2. But this is not exactly equal to 1.414. Root 2 is not exactly equal to 1.414. If we are going to observe the kind of decimal expansion it has, it is never going to terminate. This will be keep on going. After decimal, we can have infinite many digits. After decimal, we can have infinite many digits, and there is no certain pattern. Is being followed. Sir, what is about this? What is this? So this is what? 414. So we are not going to write 414 again and again. Okay, so there is no certain pattern is being followed in the decimal expansion of this. So it means this is what kind of decimal expansion? This is non-terminating, non-repeating, because it's never going to terminate. And there is no certain pattern which is being repeated. So student, the type of decimal expansion we call as non-terminating non-repeating. So if we are having irrational number, then type of decimal expansion non-terminating. Non-terminating why? Because this is never going to terminate. Non-repeating, nothing is going to be repeated. Okay, so I have written what do you think? I do remember this value, I don't have this value. Simply I have written anything. Don't think like that this is the exact value. Okay, simply I have written anything. Okay, I am not having, I don't remember the exactly this is the value of root 2. Why I have written so that I can make you feel that the kind of decimal expansion it has, it is non-terminating, non-repeating. This is not the exact value which I have written. It may be something else. But there will be, but this is very certain that it has non-terminating and non-repeating decimal expansion. Don't think like that. Okay. Now the question is, sir, what about pi? Sir, this is 22/7. We have written in the previous class 7, class 8. We have solved the question. Area of circle is pi r square, and you have used the value pi is equal to 22/7. If pi is equal to 22/7, then pi should be rational. So it means now I am coming to pi. Why pi is irrational? Okay, listen. Now, since you have used your pi value is equal to 22/7. This you have written in the previous class, but let me tell you, this is not exactly correct. This is not correct. Oh my God, sir, this is not correct. We have used this value. So, this is the market value of pi. This is the market value which we are using, but this is not exact value of pi. How, sir? How? Because pi has a decimal expansion 3.14, 3.14. Whatever kind of decimal expansion it has again non-repeating, non-terminating. Okay, non-repeating, non-terminating. I can write anything. 3.141, 562, 5792, 512, and so on. So this is the decimal expansion of pi. Listen, student. Whatever the value I am writing, I am simply writing. Okay, I am simply writing it to make you feel that what kind of decimal expansion exactly it has. Okay, so this is the market value of pi, and this irrational number is very close. So for the sake of convenience, we took pi is equal to 22/7, which is the nearest value, very close value of this particular decimal expansion. Okay, sir, that is why we are using pi is equal to 22/7. So I should say approximately equal to. I should say this is approximately equal to 22/7. Pi is not exactly 22/7. So therefore pi is an irrational number. Please do remember this. Pi is an irrational number. So likewise, E is a constant, that is Euler constant. Okay, this is also an irrational number because it has non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. Okay, that is why they are irrational number. Okay, this is very clear now. So now we come to know that irrational number has non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. So we have the decimal expansion of rational number, and decimal expansion of irrational number is non-terminating, non-repeating. Now, if we could have non-terminating repeating decimal expansion, we'll be able to write in the form of P upon Q. But if we are having non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion, how we can write in the form of P by Q? Listen, no one can write. Okay? Like if I'm writing 1.20 and so on. If I am writing like this, now I have a question to you. That question is, I am giving you a task. Let's convert this decimal expansion in P upon Q form. Convert this decimal expansion in P upon Q form. How you are going to proceed? Oh my God. By which number I have to multiply? The question is, by which number I have to multiply? By 100, by 10, or by 1000, or by 1 crore, or by 10 crore? By which number I should multiply both sides? Let's say this is x is equal to this. Oh my God. So this is infinite many times going. Come on, this is infinite many times. Keep on going. You don't even know after this decimal how many digits are there. After this decimal, how many digits are there? You don't even know that. Then how come you know that by which number I have to multiply? Then how do you come to know by which number I should multiply both sides? And because of this reason only, we are helpless. We are not able to write this number in the form of P upon Q because it has non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. It has non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. Nothing is going to be repeat. You may think, sir, 20. Sir, again 20. Beta, then next 02. If it is 20, then 20, then again there should be 20. Then again there should be 20. So that is why this is non-terminating. It is never going to terminate. And non-repeating, no pattern is being repeated. So that is why this is a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. Now this is very clear to you that irrational number has non-repeating, non-terminating decimal expansion, and rational number has terminating and non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. This is very clear to you now. Okay? Now, so we have collected these numbers inside our bag. Now we have collected what type of number? Irrational number inside our bag. Okay? We are having the bag. You do have the bag. Please check your bag. All of you, please check your bag. That inside our bag. Now inside our bag, the bag becomes too large. Okay, this is the bag. And in this bag, earlier we have collected With the very first, we have kept inside natural number. Say this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Then in this bag, we kept 0. Then again, we kept -1, -2, -3, all the integers. Okay. Now this bag becomes bag of integer. After that, we fill this bag with this type of number. It means rational. Then today we have collected irrational number inside the bag. That are √2, pi, √3, e. These are the numbers we have collected now. And this bag is now called the bag of real numbers. Now this collection real, what means real? Real means real. That is not in imagination. Real means if I am saying 2, so I can feel 2. Oh, 2 is this much. If I am saying 10, I can feel 10. Yes, 10 is the large number which is greater than 9, less than 11. I can feel that. So that is what real number is. Now, real number. So it means, let's say this is a number line. This is a number line. 0. So we have collected all the numbers. So this is 1, 2, and 3, and so on, so on. -1, -2, -3, and so on. So each point, every single point on the number line, every single point on the number line represents a real number. Again I am telling you, every single point means this point, yes, this point represents a real number. And I am going to state the converse of this statement, that every real number can be represented on this number line. Every real number can be represented on this number line. Let me say it again. Every real number can be represented on this number line. And every points of this number line represent a real number. And that is why this number line is called as real number line. That is why this number line is called as real number line. Everything is real, no imagination. Okay? Every point, every single point represents a real number. Okay? Okay, sir, it means, it means √2 is real. Yes, beta, √2 is real. Okay, sir, you only told that every real number can be represented on the number line. So if √2 is real, then please locate √2 on the number line. Okay? Right now I have told that √2 is real number. So if √2 is real, it must be represented on the number line. So let's locate √2 on the number line system. Okay? Now the question is locate √2, √3, √4, √5, √6 on the number line. We have to locate √2 because we know that √2 is real number. Root 2 is irrational but real. Real. Okay. So now the question is locate root 2 on number line. Now the question is locate root 2 on the number line. So what we have to do is, let's say I am writing a number line, right? This is a number line. Okay, so this is a number line. This is origin point, this is starting point, this is starting point. Okay, let's say this point is capital O, this is capital O. Okay, I have to represent root 2 on the number line. So what I am trying to do is draw, I am writing the steps here, draw OA is equal to 1 unit on number line, So we are going to draw OA is equal to 1 unit. 1 unit I am saying beta, 1 unit. So I am taking 1 unit as this much. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am taking on my scale 1 unit. Say this is 1 unit. Up to here, say this is 1 unit. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is OA and this is equal to 1 unit. From here to here, this is 1 unit. Okay, this is 1 unit. 1 unit. Beta, keep your compass with you and draw with me. Okay, draw with me. So from here to here, this is 1 unit. You can take on your scale, you can take 2 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. But make sure that that is 1 unit only. I am saying 1 unit. If we are going to take 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit, the diagram will not look good. So that is why I am telling you, for your convenience, 2 centimeter is equal to write 1 unit. Okay, we are asking about unit. So let's say this is 1 unit. Then let's say this will be 2 unit. This will be 2. This is 1. From here to here, this is 1. So this will be 2. Now OA is equal to 1 unit. The second, draw AB perpendicular on OA. Draw AB perpendicular on OA such that AB is equal to 1 unit. AB is equal to 1 unit. So I am going to draw perpendicular. Exact perpendicular we are going to draw. So this is 1 unit. This is also 1 unit and this is also 1 unit. Okay. So we have drawn perpendicular. So this is AB. Drawn perpendicular AB on OA such that AB is equal to 1 unit. AB is equal to 1 unit. Now, third is join OB. Join OB. Okay. Then we are going to join OB. So this is OB now. Join OB. In triangle OAB. In triangle OAB, since this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, so this will be OB is hypotenuse. OB is hypotenuse. Okay. So we are going to apply Pythagoras theorem in this triangle. So what is Pythagoras theorem? Hypotenuse square is equal to, this is 90 degree and the side which is opposite 90 degree is said to be hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the square of the two sides. So that is OA square plus AB square. Okay, so OB square is equal to OA. OA means 1 square plus AB 1 square. So OB square is equal to 1 plus 1. So this is equal to 2. So therefore OB is equal to root 2. So it means length of this is root 2 unit. Length of this is root 2 unit. It means beta if this is 2 unit, if this is 2 unit, if I am going to make this, if I am going to draw, this is OB and OB is equal to root 2 unit. So if I am going to make it down, so what I have to do is take this O as center and OB as radius. Take this O as center and OB as radius and draw an arc on the number line. Okay. So we have to draw an arc on the number line. So this arc, so if this is root 2, this is root 2, so therefore this will be also root 2. Let's say this point is P. So it means OB is equal to OP and OP represents root 2 units. Okay, this represents root 2 units. Now if I have to represent root 3 on this number line, then how we can proceed? Simply we can draw in this diagram itself. First of all, now we have to draw one unit such that they are perpendicular to this. Okay. Now draw BC. Now draw BC such that BC is equal to 1 unit. Such that this is BC is equal to 1 unit. Now we are going to join OC. Join OC. So this will be joining OC. Now this triangle OBC is a right angle triangle. Now this triangle OBC is a right angle triangle. This is right angle. So this side OC will be the hypotenuse. Okay, OC will be the hypotenuse. So now again in triangle OBC, hypotenuse square is equal to sum of the square of other two sides. So that is OB square. I am talking about triangle OBC. So this will be OB square plus BC square. So OC square is equal to, what is OB? OB is equal to root 2. So this is root 2 square plus, what is BC? We have drawn BC as 1 unit. So therefore this is 1 square. So OC square is equal to 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, is equal to 3. Root 2 square is equal to 2 and 1 square is 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so OC is equal to root 3. Okay, we are going to transfer this, so it will be square, and transferring it will be square root. So therefore now OC becomes root 3 units. So this is root 3 unit. Now I have to draw an arc taking O as a center and OC as a radius. Taking O as center and OC as the radius. Okay, so this will be drawn. So now this is the point. Let's say this point is Q. Let's say this point is Q. So what I have done? I have drawn radius taking this O as a center and OC as a radius. So OC is also radius and OQ is also radius. So it means OC is equal to OQ. It means OC is equal to OQ. So therefore this OQ represents from here to here. I am writing from here to here this Q point. This represents root 3. So OC is equal to root 3. So therefore OC is equal to OQ. And this represents root 3 unit. And beta, you know that root 3 is less than 2. This was 2. Okay. So this is before 2, na? And we know that value of root 3 is equal to 1.732. That is not exact value. Market value of root 3 is equal to 1.732 that we are using. If root 3 will be 1.732, then it will become rational, but they are irrational number. So we have done the representation of irrational number on the number line. So if we have to represent a number, let's say we have to represent n, we have to represent n root n on the number line system, then we have to represent n minus 1 first. Okay, sir, that is why, because I would have represent root 3. So before representing root 3, I have represented root 2. It means 3 minus 1. Okay, it means if you have to represent root 5, then represent root 4 first. If you are going to represent root 4 first, then take perpendicular and then draw root 5. Okay, sir, if it means we have to draw root 6, then draw root 5 first and then take perpendicular. Then take perpendicular on this. So in this way we can get a spiral like shape in this. Okay. So I am going to upload assignment for you on the ERP. Please get it, download it and solve and send it. Solve it and take the pic and send it to me. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So now join OB. So we have to join OB now. So join OB. After joining OB, we have to join OB. Follow the steps with me. Do the same as I am doing. Okay. So this will be now hypotenuse of this triangle OAB. This is a triangle OAB, and in this triangle, this is a side opposite to this 90 degree. So this OB is hypotenuse. Okay, this OB is hypotenuse. So now in triangle OAB, we are going to use Pythagoras theorem. So this is 90 degree, side opposite to 90 degree is hypotenuse. So what is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem is hypotenuse square hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of the two sides. Hypotenuse square is equal to sum of square of the two sides. So this will be OA square plus AB square. So this is OB square. What is OA? OA is equal to 1 unit. OA is equal to 1 unit. So this will be 1 square plus AB. AB is equal to 1 unit. So 1 square. So therefore OB square is equal to 2. Therefore OB is equal to root 2 unit. Beta, if this AB is equal to root 2 unit, if this is OB and this OB is equal to root 2 unit, if I am going to draw the projection of this OB in this number line, this will become OB is the root of OB is the length which is root 2. Listen, OB is the length which is root 2. So what I am trying to do is, with the help of compass, take O as a center and OB as a radius and draw an arc on the number line. So do along with me. So okay. So this is the point. So if this is OB, so this is equal to OB only. Let's say this point is P. So it means what? It means this OB is equal to OP, and this OP from here to here, it represents length root 2 unit. It represents length 2 unit. OB is equal to OP because why they are equal? Because this is radius and this is also radius. Okay? Because radius are equal. If we are having a circle, if you are going to draw like this, so if this is a circle, so this is radius, this radius all are equal only. So if I am going to draw this, so it will become a circle like this. Okay? So therefore this is OB and this is also radius. OB is radius, OP is radius. So OB is equal to OP. Understood? OB is equal to OP. Now if I would say, if I have to locate root 3, on the number line, how to do that? So let's say the question is locate root 3 on the number line. Locate root 3 on the number line. So before locating root 3, we have to locate root 2 first. Okay? We have to locate root 2 first. So root 2 we have already done. Root 2. So now, if we have to represent any number, like I am saying that if I have to represent root n means, say I have to represent root 3. So I have to represent first root n minus 1. Beta listen, if I have to represent root n, it means if I have to represent root 3, then I have to represent first 3 minus 1, root 2. So that is why I have represented root 2 first, then I will be representing root 3. Okay, so what I have to do is, now draw perpendicular BC. This is the next step. I should write here. Okay. Now draw. Let's. This is 3 number 4 number. Draw BC perpendicular on OB, such that BC is equal to 1 unit. Such that BC is equal to 1 unit. Okay. So now we are going to draw that. So perpendicular 90 degree. So this is BC and this is 90 degree here. 90. If this is 90 degree, so now step number 5 will be, now I am going to join OC. Join OC. Okay. So joining OC now. Joining OC, we got a new triangle, that is OBC. The new triangle OBC, which is right angle triangle. Here it is 90 degree. So if it is 90 degree, this is hypotenuse. So now in triangle OBC, hypotenuse square, OC square is equal to OB square plus BC square. OB square plus BC square. So OB value is root 2. So this is root 2 square plus 1 square. Root 2 square is equal to 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So it means OC square is equal to 3. So therefore OC is equal to root 3. OC is equal to root 3. So it means this is root 3 unit. So now if this is root 3 unit, I have to draw an arc. Take this O as a center. Take this O as a center and OC as a radius and draw an arc on the number line. So we are going to do same only. Take this O as a center and this OC as the radius and draw an arc. Okay. So this is the point. Let's say this point is Q. Let's say this point is Q. Okay. So now from here to here, say this is root 2 unit. This is root. From this point O to Q, this is R. This is not visible, so I am drawing with black pen. Okay, black mark. So from here to here, this is O to Q. Let's say I am representing this side. So this is root 3 unit. Beta, we know the value of root 3, that is 1.732, which is before 2, and we can feel that yes, this is the point which is before 2. It means of course it is 1.732. So in this way we have to represent number line. Whenever we have to represent any number, let's say I have to represent root 5. This is your assignment. If we have to represent root 5, then what we have to do? We will represent first root 4, and root 4 is what? 2 only. So if we have to represent root 5, I am giving you a hint over here. Okay, I am giving you a hint over here. Let's say this is the number line. Say this is 1 unit, 2 unit and 3 unit. So this is root 5. So I have to represent root 4 first. And root 4 is what? Root 4 is 2 only. So this is 2. From here to here this is 2 unit. From here to here this is 2 unit. Okay. Then draw 1 unit perpendicular and then join this. So this is 2 unit. This is 2 unit OB. Say this is, and this is say AB, and this is 1 unit. So this will be root over 5. So this will be root over 5. Now then take O as a center and OA as a radius and draw an arc on the number line. So you will be getting from here, let this point be P. So here to here you will be getting root 5. So now your homework, your assignment is represent root 5, and I will be uploading the assignment on your ERP. Please download it and solve it and send your pics to me. Thank you.